that strongly appears to tie the Concepcion treasure to the Oak Island area. I find that interesting.
In the Oak Island War Room, theorist Scott Clark is presenting his research that the English nobleman Sir William Phipps may have transported a vast cache of Spanish silver to Oak Island sometime in the late 17th century. Silver that was salvaged from the famed treasure known as the Concepcion.
So, the map is titled The English Empire in America, that was published in an 1853 book that I own. Newfoundland, Canada, Hudson's Bay, and Colonies. It was created by Herman Moll. It was published 13 years after Phipps's 1688 voyage in Concepcion site. Aside from being an excellent prolific mapmaker, Herman Moll was known for his interesting circle of merchants, seafaring men, and intellectual friends. It is written that from these friends of Moll, Moll gained a fair bit of privileged information that was sometimes later conveyed on his maps. I believe that's exactly what occurred on this particular map. Overall, the map seems normal, except for two very interesting additions. It specifically shows the wreck of the Concepcion on the map. The specific location of the Concepcion shipwreck is labeled Sir William Phipps plate rack. So plate specifically meant silver, and was derived from the Spanish word plata, and rack was an old-fashioned term for wreck. The second anomaly is especially interesting. In New Scotland, along with the usually labeled Port Royal and La Haye, Moll has added La Plata. Like he literally named it La Plata, the silver.
That's right where Oak Island is.
Exactly. When you look at the modern map, La Plata, it almost certainly is in Mahone Bay area.
That is remarkable.
A map created in 1701 of New Scotland or Nova Scotia, depicting an area in Mahone Bay where Oak Island is located as La Plata or the silver.
You'd think they'd label it the gold for Gold River, but that's the silver.
He specifically mentions the silver, so why would he do that?
Could Scott Clark be correct that he has found an actual treasure map made prior to the discovery of the money pit, connecting Sir William Phipps and the vast silver treasure to the Oak Island mystery? If so, could that explain the high levels of silver that the team has recently detected in the money pit area?
So, Captain Andrew Belcher was intimately connected with Sir William Phipps. So basically, the accomplice that Phipps had, it's Captain Andrew Belcher.
Wow. Wow, that's very interesting.
He was one of the most connected men in New England. He owned 20 ships. He had a fast shipping network. His son was the first American-born Freemason. So they were the highest Freemasons. They were the governors. They were directly tied to Oak Island.
From the beginning of the hunt for treasure on Oak Island, Freemasonry has been at the center of the mystery. Not only have Masonic symbols, such as triangles and carvings of the letter G, representing the divine creator, been found across the island. But many of the most prominent searchers, including Franklin Delano Roosevelt, were members of the secretive fraternity, which curiously descended from the medieval order of the Knights Templar. As Scott Clark, a Freemason himself, just revealed why that connection has been so prevalent for more than 2 centuries, and also what they were looking for.
I think because Captain Andrew Belcher now has risen to certainly a person of interest, we need to dedicate some assets to trying to figure out who the man was, what his connections were. There must be more information about him and his progeny, and that may lead us somewhere.
I like it because you have treasure, and you have people, and you have Oak Island all tied together. Whereas a lot of times we have the theory of treasure and the people who could have done it, but the tie to Oak Island is a little sketchy.
Right. You've given us a lot to consider.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Impressive research.
Later that